Well, Adam Afriyie is here. Do you know what odds Ladbrokes are giving on your amendment being passed?
I don't know, but
I'll tell you, it's 100 to 1. That's about the same as the chances of Jacob Rees-Mogg being leader of your party.
Anything is possible.
Even that?
But what I was trying to do with this amendment, and yes, it's been pretty tough, as I'm sure you're aware, to even try and get it tabled. What I'm trying to do is just to give the British people a voice this side of the election, which is what they want.
You know all this talk about you being a future leader of the party? You know all this talk?
Sorry, the question is?
Well, you do know all the talk.
What I was trying to do today, Jeremy, is I was trying to make sure the British people got a say in a European referendum this side of the election.
Well, it occurred to us, you know, you're rather a unifying figure. There aren't many people who could get Bill Cash and David Cameron on the same side in a Europe debate.
Yeah, well, I mean, the beauty is that the Conservative Party actually is completely united on wanting a referendum, whereas the Labour Party don't want people to have a referendum, and neither the Lib Dems.
Your problem is you think you're going to lose the next election.
So the slight difference is I think the referendum should be before the election, which is what the British public want.
But if you were going to win the election, there would be a certain referendum, wouldn't there?
I would hope that we would win the election, and I think we should work very hard to do that. But what I was saying today in the debate, in my 90 seconds in the debate, what I was saying was this, is that the only way to guarantee the British people have a say on Europe is to deliver it within this Parliament. So that was the point that I was making, and that's what my amendment seeks to do.
Because you might well lose the next election.
Because it's better to have a bird in the hand than to try and promise things for the future when we don't know what the election outcome will be, we don't know what the circumstances will be at the time.
Do you think you might stand a better chance of winning the election with a different leader?
David Cameron is doing a tremendously good job in incredibly difficult circumstances. Come on, he has to wake up every morning thinking about Nick Clegg. He's got a challenging economic environment. There are troubles abroad and troubles at home. He's doing a good job in difficult circumstances. He is the Prime Minister. What this is about is trying to give the British people a say that they haven't had for 40 years.
But you know, he's going to give it to them.
650 MPs. One MP at least had to stand up and say, let's try and do what our electorate, what our constituents want.
But they're going to get it.
Well, if the Conservatives win the election, David Cameron will well, nobody can predict that. Can you predict the future? It's very hard to predict the future. But if we win the election, then of course, David, I completely trust him. Of course, he'll deliver that referendum in 2017. The problem is we don't know what the outcome of the election will be. And that's why, in many ways, and Vernon Bogdanor says this as well, he's like the lodestar of the left on this. In many ways, you either want to have the referendum sooner, so we can restore business certainty and confidence and be back together as a nation and have a democratic mandate for our Prime Minister to conduct the negotiations or the withdrawal, or you want to have it a long time down the road. Because what we need is certainty. Businesses need certainty. The people want this say, and I think it's better, and they think it's better, if it comes within this Parliament.
But you're just adding to the uncertainty.
Oh, no, goodness, no. If my amendment passes, and I am lobbying day and night to try and make it pass, but if the amendment passes, the people will have a vote within the next 12 months. That would be a good thing, I think, for the country, and I think that that's what people have been crying out for a very long time.
How many MPs are supporting it so far?
Well, it's difficult to tell because I've tabled the amendment. There's another amendment as well from the Labour Party that says have a referendum in 2014, and we'll only know this. I have to say that the fate of that amendment now is in the hands of the Speaker's office and MPs as to whether it's called for a vote and as to how many people vote for it.
When even Bill Cash is saying it's nuts.
Actually, Bill Cash doesn't say that. Bill and I get on very well indeed. Bill Cash has some concerns. Cash has some concerns, and rightly, about specifying a precise date. And that's why when it comes to it, it may be that we vote on a different amendment simply to have a referendum in 2014.
Do you really have no idea of how many people in your own party support this idea?
I know there are many, but what you're asking me is what will people do on the day if and when there is a vote? And I can't predict that. My job as an MP is to try and represent the public's view, which is they want one within this Parliament. I'm fighting tooth and nail, and it's been pretty hard work, but I'm fighting tooth and nail to try and give them that voice.
More than the fingers of one hand support it?
Oh, we can play this game for yonks.
Both hands?
I can't give you an answer. We go a bit further.
But you've no idea, have you?
I do have an idea that there are many MPs on both sides of the House who would like to see a referendum guaranteed within this Parliament. As you're asking me, can I predict the future? I don't even know if the Speaker is going to select it to be voted on.
I'm asking you how much support you've got now. I'm not asking you to predict the future.
There is a lot of support
but
for
you can't put a figure on it, can you?
Well, no.
Dozens?
No, of course I can't. I can't predict the future.
You can't even tell me whether it's the fingers of one hand.
Yeah, I can tell you that many MPs, if it comes to a vote, will support the amendment. I'm hoping that actually every MP will look at their constituents, will listen to the public opinion, where 80% want a referendum, 55% want it this side of the election, and actually even in the Conservative Party, 57% of Conservatives want a referendum before 2017. So I'm trying to be the voice of the people, the voice of my party, to give MPs the final chance, this is the last chance, to actually have a referendum within this Parliament.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.
It's been a pleasure.